Hey YouTube, it is SoulPrime13 with another video review. This time we are looking at the Doom and Destruction 2-pack of Windsweeper and Breakdown. We'll start with Windsweeper. He is a retool or repaint of Needle Nose, I think just with a new head. Got some nice silver there across the chest and on the kneecaps. Mostly tan. Got some nice color details on the wings. Yellow for the cockpit. He is very much one of the shell formers. For those who don't know, that's essentially someone who wears their vehicle mode like a turtle shell, which, you know, it's just all right there on the back. But, you know, it's a deluxe plane here. Most of the time you're not going to get anything too amazing. But, you know, still a decent figure. It's got orange for the face with some yellow paint on the eyes. Of course, he's got his Decepticon symbol there in the middle. So, let's see, for articulation, his head can almost do a 360. The piece of the thruster there kind of gets in the way. It does seem to be on a ball joint, gets some wiggly waggly there. Shoulders can go straight out. He has double jointed elbows for transformation, bicep swivel, and 360 wrist swivel. He does have some waist rotation. The backpack kind of gets in the way, but I do think if you unplug this, you can get a full 360 on the waist. So there is that. And plug that back into place. The legs can go that far back, and again, the backpack kind of gets in the way. Shouldn't have done that back up yet, but he can go back and forth pretty well. He can do more than just your standard splits. And he does have some ankle tilt, so you can have him do the X-pose. As far as accessories go, I don't know if you hear that siren. As far as accessories go, he does come with his Target Master partners. I honestly don't remember the names of these guys. I don't really pay attention to that. They're just kind of accessories to me. They are done in the tan plastic you can sort of see on the pegs. Just painted up in silver with some gray on the faces. And as far as their articulation / transformation, they just have flip out barrels. So there is that. They are indeed blast compatible, if you so choose. So they can do that. And of course he can hold them, being that they are his weapons. It would be kind of strange if he couldn't. So he can hold those and, you know, just get some Daka action in there. And they can store. They both have peg holes on their backs. Come on, let go. And you can stick them onto these posts on the wings, like so. So you can just have them hanging out there. But I do believe that's about it for that. For a size comparison, we'll bring in Legacy Bulkhead. And Legacy Knockout. So, there are those. Now for transformation, what we're going to do here is we're going to fold up his arms and bring them around to the side where this tab will peg into this hole, like so. Going to bring this around, tab it in. We're going to open up his chest, flip his head down, rotate this piece up, and then we want to bring these panels in like so. Then we're going to you're going to unhook this. It is tabbed in here in these two slots, and then you're going to bring this whole like back assembly up, if it'll work with me here. There we go. So I'll bring that up. Then we are going to bring this back up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to bring his legs, rotate them around like so, and then bring them up at the hip. We're going to wrap them around his arms like so. Bring it up, wrap it around the arm. Rub it around the arm, and you're going to fold his feet in like so. And when you bring this back down, these two tabs will plug in right under the thruster. And mine don't really like to go in where they're supposed to, but I can get this whole assembly plugged back in. It might cooperate, maybe. Good enough. That's probably about as good as I'm gonna get it. Then you're gonna bring the cockpit down, and tab that in, then do, yep. And then yeah, essentially the wings will just kind of sit flat there. Personally, since these don't like to tab in, I like to keep them open more like this, because it has blast compatible ports on the bottom. He also, the thruster is also blast compatible, which I always enjoy for my flying vehicles. Always nice to have that thruster fire effect. And once again, these guys can just sort of peg in on the, well, yeah, if you have the feet in, they peg in on the wings. You could also theoretically use the post and plug them in here if you so choose. You do have a couple options there. So there is that. Then next we'll do some size comparisons. Okay, for our first comparison with Windsweeper, we'll bring in Legacy Bulkhead so you can get sort of an idea. And now it's a hat. And here he is with Knockout. As you can see, he has a very, very tiny jet for hamsters. And we'll bring in Breakdown again, just so you get a look at the pair together. So yeah, there is that. So now looking at Breakdown, he is a retool of the Bulkhead mold, and although neither one truly looks like their prime incarnation, I do feel this boxy military truck does work a bit better on Breakdown than on Bulkhead, it's not a bad vehicle mode for either of them. It just, again, it doesn't look like their prime designs, and that's kind of a point of contention for a lot of people. I mean, don't get me wrong, these figures are great, and I would absolutely recommend them. They are really good, all things considered. It's just prime molds have kind of gotten shafted in the Legacy line. I think the only one that I would say really feels accurate to his actual screen appearance would probably be Cliff Jumper. But that aside, Breakdown is a big bluish vehicle. Got a Decepticon symbol here on the side. Get a close up on his face. Definitely a face or accurate head sculpt to the version with 2 eyes at least. His eyes are done up in yellow with some orange on the face there. Got these pack symbols for the, what's it called? I don't know if this is just specific to the Doom and Destruction pack or if that's like an actual faction. I know that I think Windsweeper has one on him somewhere too. Yeah, he does. He's got him here on the wings. Forgot to mention that. This whole back piece does come off if you so choose. I like to keep it there just because easy storage. But we'll actually leave that off to the side because we're going to need to talk about that in a bit. As far as articulation goes, he gets 360 at the shoulder. Head is on a ball joint. Shoulders can go out that far. He has more than 90 degrees at the elbow, and he does have 360 wrist swivel. This shoulder does not like to stay pegged in. It's very wobbly. This one's a lot more solid. He does have waist rotation. He can kick forward and kick back. A very good range. And he can do the splits. He's got plenty of ankle tilt for the X pose. So there's that. Yeah, see, there's that shoulder coming undone again. No, not too much else to talk about as far as articulation goes, I don't think. Yeah. He does have a little bit of a hip swivel. There is that. So, and yeah, his due to transformation, his feet can move around a fair bit. Yeah, that's it for articulation. Oh wait, no. 90 degrees at the knee. Oh, can't believe I almost forgot that. Okay, now we can move on to his accessories. He does come... Oh, bumping the camera. Again, he does come with this back panel that is part of his truck mode that can just sit on his back, but if you so choose, you can flip out this peg, if it'll cooperate with me. Come on. There we go. And you can use that to give him a shield on his arm, and you do have some options with how you display that. It does have a hinge on each side for these side panels. He also comes with the wrecking ball hand, and of course that just has a peg that slides into his fist. Do it from the top. And you just close that up around his hand. He also comes with his signature hammer, which does just plug in to that wrecking ball hand. So you can do that. And if you really want, you could, peg it in up here too. Looks a little funny, but you can do that. And then last but not least, he does come with a gun. You can put it in his fist, but the breakdown in the show always used a shoulder mounted gun, and due to these little pegs here on the side, there's a hole here, and you can just peg that in like so, and it's on his shoulder like in the show. So there is that. Yeah. But yeah, it has plenty of accessories to work with. There we go. For quick size comparisons, here he is with his rival bulkhead. And again, you can see that aside from the head, it is pretty much just the same mold. And again, while not super accurate to their show appearances, it does feel like a reasonable mold for them, a big bulky truck. And of course, we gotta have his partner in crime, Knockout. So that's how those two look together. But now, moving on, let's get down to transformation. Yay! So, first thing we're going to want to do is come under here, and this tab here, we're going to unhook that, freeing up his legs. We're going to open this up, and then we're going to untab the shoulders, and then sort of got to pull them back a little bit. And come on. Pull them back and down like so. Pull it back and down like so. And then we can bring his head down inside here. And you want to make sure that that locks into place. Then you bring this panel against the windshield up, and that will close up the gap on top. Then we want to bring his arms together in front here, and they will tab together. There we go. And then you sort of fold his arm at the elbow, and then you can slide these up inside like so. Then we're going to come back here, we're going to untab this piece and then this piece here like so, fold these wheels out to the side, and then these tabs will go into those slots like that. Then we're going to bend the knee. We're going to open up this panel on the back of the legs and flip out these gas tanks and bring them up and around. Close that back up, open this up, bring this up and around, close that up. Now, yeah, we want to bring this panel down so that his legs will be able to lock together. I said lock together. Anyway, these gas tanks will peg in to, there's a little tab and slot on the thigh. Come on, work with me here. Work with me. And then this tab will peg into that panel that the arms are attached to, right back here. Like so. Again, peg into the thigh, then peg into the back panel there. I'm going to fold his feet up like so. And then again, this does not want to stay together for some reason. And I don't understand why. Okay. Now for the accessories, you can store them. The gun will, this hole on the side will go over this peg here, and like that. and then you can peg in the wrecking ball hand, yeah, this way, like so. Then we want to bring back this top canopy piece, fold that peg back into place, and we're going to put this peg into this hole here, like so. And then there are little tabs right here that will peg in to the back of his legs. Into his legs, fold the feet up, and there you have his vehicle mode. And as far as the hammer goes, they just want you to peg it in on the side like so. But yeah, there he is in his vehicle mode. It is, you know, some sort of armored troop carrier, I believe. I'm not super sure on the specifics, but he does roll. Feels like he's lopsided, but he's been fighting with me, so yeah, he does roll. Overall, I do like the way this vehicle looks. Even got details on the front, like the headlights and the windshield wipers are painted. That's a nice little touch of detail there. And you know, there is this kind of gap in the back where you can see the accessories, but you know, it's not like his head's just sticking up right there. For the most part, it conceals the robot bits pretty well, so I definitely think that is a plus. Yeah, it would be cool if there was like a better place to put the hammer. There are a couple other ways you can put it on there. I think, yeah, I can't really put it there. I do believe it. You can stick it like that. Not that that's better, but yeah, the hammer just kind of hangs out. But it is what it is. Now we'll bring in some size comparisons. And for our comparison, of course, we got to bring in bulkhead. Again, they are essentially the same, aside from colors and a random hammer sticking off the side. But yeah, still a very solid mold, I think. Just, yeah, I do like the mold overall. While I definitely don't think it makes a good prime version of either of them, I don't think it's a bad version overall. If it had been labeled like concept breakdown or concept bulkhead, I don't think there would have been any issue. The fact that they threw the prime name on there is probably where most of the contention came up, because they are good molds. I do think so. And of course we gotta bring in his partner. You can wear him as a hat. But yeah, overall, I do enjoy this guy. He is the main reason I bought the 2-pack. Windsweeper is not terrible, but he's not exactly something to write home about either. Overall, this was what I was after, and I do enjoy the figure. I like the nice shades of blue they used. One thing that I appreciate is there are just some random spots of black on bulkhead that mainly like this and this that do feel a little out of place, and they fix that on this guy. He doesn't have that per se. You know, overall his colors are a little more uniform, I feel. But, you know, that's just a small aesthetic nitpick. That's not like it's, you know, the figure is ruined because of it. But yeah. But yeah, that was my review of the Doom and Destruction 2-pack. Overall, I do think it's worth picking up. You know, windsweeper is, you know, he's there. It's not the greatest mold, but I do find he at least looks nice on the shelf overall. And again, the fact that he can, you know, have the thruster stuff, you know, that is always a plus for me. I love it when the jet transformers have a way to look like they're in flight. That's a big bonus for me. And overall, he doesn't look terrible. I mean, yeah, he's a shell former. The robot's just on the bottom of the jet. It is what it is. But he's okay. And again, Breakdown was the real reason to get this pack. He looks great. He's a solid figure, a good transformation. I mean, he's essentially the same as the Legacy Bulkhead, but I feel like he's been touched up a little bit in some small ways, like color coordination and, you know, having an extra accessory, different head sculpt. Not too much crazy there, but, you know, it's a good mold for the character, even if it's not, you know, show accurate. But overall, I definitely would say that this pack is worth getting. I'd have to definitely give Breakdown the higher score. I'd probably give him like a 7 out of 10, maybe a 7.5. And this guy, I'd probably give like a 6. You know, he's not worthless, but, you know, he's there. He's there. Overall, I think I'd give the overall pack an 8 out of 10. So.